Fitchburg is a small urban district in north central Massachusetts. We have about 5,000 students. In our district, we have 11% of our students have been classified as English language learners. Over 30% of our kids speak a different home language other than English. So for them, it's critically important that their teachers understand the importance of the language of their content areas. The math teacher teaches math, but there is a language of math. And you know, our kindergarten teacher Nicole talks about comparative language for 5-year-olds, big, bigger, biggest. But then you get into algebra and mathematics with older students and you're talking about greater than and less than. All that language is of key importance in that particular content area. So the Center for Applied Linguistics worked with us to tailor a professional development opportunity that really made room for our own local initiatives, working with the state curriculum tools to customize learning for our English language learners. And in working together with their ESL teachers, given the professional development provided by Cal, I think it really raised their awareness levels. In terms of specific strategies that they use and the importance of adding a language objective to their work is something that they've become more cognizant of since they've been involved in this project.
So the impact that I've seen with writing a language objective is that the students are more focused on the language that they're learning. And I think that's because I'm more focused on teaching the language that they need, because I'm seeing the language objective in front of me, I'm talking about the language objective with the students, and I'm really trying to focus on helping them get the knowledge they need through the objective. I used a lot of the tools and reading that I was given through Education Connections. First, I have the students repeat the objective after me. So I'll say a few of the words and they'll repeat that after me.
And we're going to describe our seeds. That means,
and I'll even use my hands to give them the visual and the kinesthetic reminder. So this is just a way to make it more concrete for them when they're able to understand what the words mean when they're saying the objective back to me.
how do you say smallest?
These students can have some very sophisticated conceptual knowledge, but they don't have the ability yet to demonstrate that through their speech, through their writing. But the understanding is there. So in thinking about ways to modify complex text so as to make it more accessible for students, to produce language at a level that they're comfortable with, that is at their English language proficiency level, those kinds of things are strengthened when you have an ESL teacher who's helping you think through the language demands of that task.
That he went to gate.
So in this lesson, I am trying to build the students' background knowledge for American symbolism. And one of the symbols that we're studying is the Statue of Liberty. One way that we build background knowledge is to show videos and have the students look at the videos, and then after we're done watching videos, the students have a chance to discuss what's going on in them. The purpose of having students in small groups is to be able to really decipher a text, and if they have the ability to talk to another student about what's going on, I truly think that they will be able to understand it better. In order for the students to understand what they're reading, I think it's important that they have the ability to reference their native language if need be. Students in my class are able to get clarification or ask questions and respond in their native language when their friends need help.
They're smart kids, they can do the work, but they do need to have it modified. They do need to have it scaffolded. We need our teachers to differentiate and recognize the language proficiency levels of each student in their class so that they know where the access points are for them.
It's a good solution to that problem.
Something that I do with the students is kind of front load all of the language that they're going to need. So using in my opinion, or I think, or finding evidence from the text, that's what we're going to work on. So I will ask pointed questions to make sure that they're using that language.
How are you going to start? Your opinion. Juleka, help me out. In my opinion, what?
And they would say, well, in my opinion, Martin Luther King should have done this, or Martin Luther King did this.
And then that kind of carries through as I continue teaching. So the students are able to practice using that language, and then by the time we get to the writing, they're so used to saying it that they almost have to write it down. And that way it really embeds the language in what they're doing so that they can use it a little more freely and a little more naturally.
I think our teachers might have begun to see themselves in a new way. This project provided a forum for them to do that. It created structures that the Center for Applied Linguistics was wonderful in helping the teachers begin to see themselves as educational leaders and recognize what they had to offer one another. And I think everyone benefits from that. The students certainly benefit from teachers who are more deeply able to customize the instruction to support the individual student's language strengths and needs.